What is up, guys? It is the 1st of December. Welcome to the very last month of 2022. This year, for me, it's felt like it's taken forever. I think most people agree it's been a pretty brutal year for cryptocurrencies in general, for the bear market. There's so much craziness that happened with the 3 Arrows Capital collapse, the Terra Luna collapse, recently even FTX. So much crazy stuff has happened over this past year, and we are just 1 month away from closing off the year. So in today's video, let's take a look at the monthly charts because the monthly candle has just closed. Let me share my thoughts on what I said on the 1st of November, what I'm going to say now for the month ahead, and then give my thoughts on what I think the direction could be for not only this month but potentially the next few months. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe down below. It's free. Smash the like button. In future, I'm going to do more and more giveaways and competitions for people who are subscribed. So it is going to be in your interest if you subscribe, because you'll be able to participate in those. Alright, so let's start off the video by looking at the monthly returns since the month of November has closed, and it has closed at a negative 16.23%. So nothing too crazy, basically the same as 2019 over here. But 2021 and 2022 have both been red over here. Now, December last year was negative 18.9%. So let's wait and see what happens in December. As you can see, it's a pretty even mix over here of green and red. So it can basically go both ways, depending really on what the short-term price action is indicating. So we can have a look at the weekly and the daily charts and things like that. 2018 also, that was the final low of the bear market last time. So that was minus 5.15% for 2018. So maybe we get a small red month. Maybe we actually even end the month in the green. It is a possibility. So let's go and have a look at the charts to be able to see if we can see what lies ahead there. Alright, so what we have here, we have Bitcoin, the monthly chart on Bitstamp going back all the way to 2012. You can see it's just a normal linear chart. We have the 50 moving average in blue, currently trading at 17,159. So the month closed 17,170 for November. That was the closing price. You can see over here it is a red candle, and technically it is a bearish candle. So let me look at what I said at the beginning of November, and then I will share my thoughts on what the current chart looks like and what I expect for this month. So for me in the short term, and obviously this is a monthly video, so this takes a long time to develop, but if you're looking at the shorter time frame, the daily, the 4 hourly, the hourly, I'm looking at about 19.7 or 19.5 that needs to hold if the bulls want a chance of more upside. Okay, so as long as we can hold that, say 19.5, I think there's a chance we can rally here and potentially go back up to these highs, about 24, 25,000. That is still possible, but I would like to see a monthly close back above this 50 moving average here on the monthly to be able to get more bullish in the medium term. So at the beginning of November, that was before all the FTX drama started to unravel. And that was at that point what I was saying is if we hold the support that we've been sitting on for that time, about 19.7, there was a chance for more upside. And actually looking at the shorter term time frames on the 3-day chart, we were literally 1 candle away from reclaiming that 3-day 50-week moving average, which tends to be a strong, historically high probability buy signal or a buy confirmation of a reversal. And at that exact moment, that is when CZ tweeted about FTX and when everything started to unravel. And that's when we dropped. That 19.7K did not hold, and we obviously broke down below it. We even went to below $16,000. So obviously now we have this red candle over here. We broke that support that we've been sitting on since the June lows, essentially. And what we have now is we have closed again below this 50 moving average. So a simple indicator again, look at the 50 moving average on the monthly here. As long as we're below that, that's not bullish. Okay, technically it's not bullish. The easiest way to get more bullish confirmation here is just wait for us to reclaim this and get back above there, which means it's currently about $22,900. We can get a monthly close back above there. We can start to consider, hey, maybe we're going to get a new monthly, multi-month trend, right? Maybe something like this where we go up for months or even bigger. But for now, as long as we're under there, we have to consider that technically this is bearish. Any types of rallies or any types of bounces, even if it goes to 18 or 19,000, that could just be a squeeze. It could be another little bear market rally that gets sold off. And technically, as long as this is bearish and as long as we are under this 50 moving average here on the monthly, there is still more downside risk. And there is still that potential of going into potentially 12,000, 10,000, maybe even below that if there is any more craziness that happens in the markets, if there's any more black swans, any more exchanges that go bust, any more bankruptcies, any more fraud, any more hacks, anything crazy like that could set off another move down and potentially still to new lows. So again, it's a game of patience. Eventually we will get bullish confirmations, but we can't front run those. We actually have to wait till we exactly get those confirmations before we can start to turn more bullish. And until then, it's just a game of patience where either we start moving higher and we get those confirmations a little bit higher up, or we're still going to go lower and the bottom isn't in yet. So just a game of patience for now and let the charts reveal what is happening. So right now, even anything up till this 50 moving average, we could get a wick up to this 22.8, 22.9 and come back down, and it could still be technically bearish. You know, that could be a big short squeeze, a big run up over here. So 18, 19, 20, 21,000 still doesn't mean we have bullish confirmation on this monthly chart. So be careful with that. Wait for that confirmation. And until then, let's see what happens. Is this the bottom and do we move up from here? Or do we still get another leg down, potentially even this month? And then let's have a look at Ethereum on the monthly chart. So before I share my thoughts on the current situation, let's have a look at what I said on November the 1st, and then I will share my thoughts on the current chart. Now, what I see here is obviously we got a nice hold here for 2 months now, already off the 50 monthly moving average. We're still above it. We got a nice sign of strength here, and that hopefully leads to bullish continuation. So as I've been sharing over the last couple of videos, I am leaning shorter term bullish because the charts are setting up that way in the lower time frames. But also, you know, we have the midterm elections, which historically, if there's no black swan event, would lead us to November, December being bullish for the stock markets, and thus likely also for Bitcoin and crypto. So my expectation now would be, again, the 50 moving average is the line in the sand. We need to hold that. So we could still see a pullback as low as the 50 moving average. $1,260 needs to hold as a line in the sand for the bulls. We break below there and the bears take over again, in my opinion. Okay, so November was looking bullish on the 1st of November. The charts were setting up bullish. Everything was looking bullish. The stock markets ended up being bullish. And I said if there was no black swan, we should probably move higher in November. And I think it's fair to consider this FTX event as a black swan because basically no one expected it. And it came pretty much out of nowhere, and CZ definitely shone the light on that. I mean, obviously it's the fault of FTX and people involved there, but CZ brought it to light at a very crucial point in time when the charts were about to turn more bullish. We're about to get so many bullish confirmations at that exact moment when CZ tweeted, and then the market just dropped even more. So, okay, nobody's to blame here, but that was a black swan event. It dropped the market. And I said we could get a pullback to the mid 1200s or so. That actually did end up happening. We got a wick below it. And remember I said if we close below this, things are bad and it's bearish. So right now we did not close below it. We pulled back up and we closed right above it. Right now we are sitting right on top of it. So we are in a tricky spot. And like I've said before, Ethereum has not yet gone and retested or swept the June lows, whereas Bitcoin is currently under those June lows. So the question is Ethereum just lagging, and is it going to sell off in a big way to be able to catch up and go below these June lows, so below $900, or is for some reason Ethereum much stronger and is it not going to sell off? And that is something we're going to have to wait and see. I still kind of feel personally that Ethereum does have to test or go below these June lows before the final bottom is in, but we will see how that ends up going and if this 50 moving average is going to hold. If we're going to break down from here, like I said, $700 to $800 on Ethereum is possible, and maybe even if we get some sort of crazy continuation of a black swan or contagion or more really bad news fundamentally in the space, it is possible that Ethereum still goes to maybe $500 or even below, and that is purely based on this support level over here, this range over here, which has been historically a lot of activity, a lot of support and resistance. So worst case, if that happens, it's possible. I don't know if that's going to happen. Maybe it never goes there again, but at this point in time, I think it's still a possibility, and we have to consider the fact that if Bitcoin is potentially still bearish and Ethereum can still be bearish, and the trend is still technically bearish on the higher time frame, that there is still risk of more downside and maybe even new lows. So for now, what I'm going to say again is the 50 moving average is key. Above it, the bulls have a chance. Below it, it's much more likely the bears are going to take over. So let's see what happens. This is a critical level. So basically the market needs to bounce now. If it doesn't and it continues going lower, I think we can see a sharper sell-off and probably new lows for Ethereum. What we want to see for the bullish case is we want to see us get back above last month's open and then ideally close back above that. So for the bullish case, we want to see a move back to above, say, $1,580, maybe $1,600, and a close above that at the end of this month. That would start to look more bullish. That means the 50 moving average would have held. We get a nice big green close, and then we can start looking at potentially a bullish Q1. That's also, of course, something that we will see at the end of this month. We will get the quarterly close, which will give us more insight into what lies ahead for Q1 2023. Of course, I will be making a video about that on January 1st, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel down below. Click that notification bell so that way you do get alerted whenever I upload a new video. So I want to wish you a very happy holiday season in advance. We're in the month of December, last month of the year. Don't stress too much about what's happening in the markets. The markets are still going to be here next year. The charts are still going to be here. So try and use this month to wind down a little bit, relax, recharge, take some time off, spend some time with friends and family, and really just enjoy life, because time is the most valuable thing. It's not money, it's not Bitcoin, it's not any of that stuff. Time that you have right now, this moment right now, that is the most important thing. So make sure you enjoy as much of it as you can for this month of December, and then in January we'll get back to it full steam, and we'll try and make as much money as we can from these markets as much as possible. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.